Great to see you, too. It's been a while. I saw you, what, a couple years ago?
What was it? Lollapalooza? Or
I think Lollapalooza.
Right.
That was amazing. And thank you very much for bringing me, you brought me this toy from this is an American import. And this is what it does. It's like a fart maker.
Smuggled.
It's a very, this will come in handy. What's going on here?
I don't know.
I mean, this is interesting because what you're doing is...
Good luck.
What are you pushing the buttons here? I mean...
I have no idea. Cut my hair and don my Elton John glasses. I have a talking beer can in my house, too.
How is putting on a costume, how does that preserve your relationship with the band? Is that what it is? Or am I getting...
my relationship with myself and my family, you know? I mean, there are people who all they've done their whole career is sell their faces and their personalities, and they have good music, but then all of a sudden they put out a bad record, nobody buys the record, but they still can't go outside. They can't walk out into public without somebody like glomming on to the head that they've sold. You know, oh, I know that face, and they come up and they want an autograph. And
so if you always keep changing that, there's not one person.
Just keep changing it, so just that way it's not about that. When I'm back at my house, you know, baking cookies, it has nothing to do with what's going on with this band. You know, that's a whole separate event, and it shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't have to sell your head to get people to listen to music. It's music. It's, you know, far more important than somebody's face or how tight their ass is or whatever. I really went out of my way to discover the things I don't like about people. And in essence...
For self-reflection?
For self-reflection. So really just going off on the deep end, going, what is it I don't like about you? What is it that bugs me about you? Why do I dislike what you do and how you do it? And as soon as I get all that stuff on paper and write it down, I just kind of turn the you into me, and you really come up with some interesting things. And
do you feel like there's a safe place for you to be?
Yeah, once the music starts, there's a safe place. Or even with the headphones, you're just in the studio. There's just a sound that just blankets you, and you just kind of follow where it leads. Anything else is a much more difficult process.
Was there any sense of like possessiveness when you were going out there, like a worry that you weren't going to come back?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They, you know, they won't admit it, but yeah, definitely. There was a paranoia, and justifiably so, because you know, we're all satellites. We're all just kind of doing our own thing, and you've heard it a million times. I mean, especially like just in light of our peers. Who the hell's left? Really? Soundgarden broke up. Nine Inch Nails record didn't do that well. Smashing Pumpkins gone. Rage, whoopsie.
Yep.
So, and Nirvana.
Some of the most beautiful videos that he's created often would get relegated to off hours because of either lyrical content being, you know, something that the censors have decided that is inappropriate for prime time, or images that were disturbing so that we couldn't play them on regular rotation. Is that ever, like, is that a concern for you? Because you want people to hear the stuff.
Yeah, but it's just, when you start watering down that perspective, you undermine everything. You can't even worry about that stuff. We as artists just have to do what we're doing and be honest about where we're at. Can't really be worried about what corporate America deems worthy to show on prime time.
Was it easy for you to communicate, or do you feel like it's a struggle for you, just as a...
I feel pretty insane most of the time. I feel like we kind of go down these paths and really explore so much and read so much that it's like talking to some computer geek about a program, you know, because we have such in our realm and what we've studied, we have such a vast body of knowledge and a frame of reference that when we're speaking to somebody who has no frame of reference to that, we must sound utterly insane. These people are like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I have no idea.
Do you think there's like a logic of the overall picture?
Absolutely. It's all wavelength and frequency. It's all light and sound.
Mathematics,
it's all light and sound.
Musical notation.
Yeah, it's all there.
So it's not just random life meandering here and there.
No. I think that's why you know, one of the main things when somebody's really getting into the more metaphysical and spiritual aspects of themselves and their environment, one of the first things that really kind of comes out of that, and if you notice, if you've had any kids you know that are in college that are starting to experiment with hallucinogens or whatever, one of the first things they start to experience outside of that is synchronicity. Like, oh my God, I looked at the clock today and it said 111. And I didn't look at the clock all day long, and then I got home and the clock said 5:55. Isn't that trippy? So they start really picking up on all the synchronicities and the overlapping patterns, and it's kind of like nature throwing you a bone.
Is that comforting for you to know that there is kind of a logic to, or an overall picture there?
It actually makes everything more confusing.